first training session must be super exciting for the whole team.
It is. How exciting is it? Look around you. There's people are everywhere. It's I think it's been a combination of the build-up as well has made it a little bit more like it's a bit of a relief to get here. But yeah, all the girls are pretty smiles on their faces, which is what you want, and looking forward to getting into it.
And the Tasmanian contingent kicked off last night. How did that go?
It went really well. I went to the south in Hobart. Unfortunately, it rained and it was pretty cold, but Trent Bartlett ran a really good session down there, and I helped out. And we did a few of the drills that we're doing tonight. But yeah, it was one of those sessions that you just tried to get something out of it because of the weather. But looking back on it now, you sort of think to yourself, wow, the talent that's coming through. There's some really talented kids down there, so it was exciting. Alex went up to the north, and Launceston had 19 degrees and beautiful conditions, so he ran a really good session up there, which was great. But yeah, it's an exciting place down there, and I think I'm going down in a couple of weeks and can't wait.
Have you had any messages for the girls before pre-season has started?
From the girls?
To the girls.
To the girls, yes, we have. So basically the focus is to enjoy the moment. It was like we spoke about time, how really there's only about 48, 50 hours on the track before round one. So it's really short time frame. So you can't really develop a lot the kick mark handball in that space of time. But what you can do is you can bond together and actually play as a unit. So that's going to be where we're going to focus, and hopefully we can do that through the camp that we're going in Hobart in December. But the main focus for us is how well we gel together and play as a team. And there's an interesting fact. One of the people inside told me that there's no expansion team has ever come into the competition in any sport and won it. So so it's a great opportunity to actually try and do that and just see how we go.
Is Tasmania a challenge or an opportunity, or do you see it as both?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. It's a challenge to make sure that you get it right, but it's also a challenge from the perspective, I suppose, of distance and, you know, catching an aeroplane going down there, the girls doing the same down there and coming up here. But what an opportunity. I mean, the talent that's down there is amazing. There's a lot underneath that people don't see because they don't go down there and actually have a look. But yeah, there's probably another 10 to 15 girls now that, you know, would make the end of a list somewhere. Definitely play for AFLW, but through location can't at the moment. And obviously, yeah, we can only fit so many on the list. So I think that over the next 2 or 3 years, we'll easily sort of start to head towards getting half the list there. And it's a matter of making sure that they don't actually go to other sports, because I was talking to a few of them last night, and some of them can play cricket and play netball and basketball and all these other sports. It's a matter of holding them to us and making sure that we do the right development by them. But yeah, I love the opportunity down there. I love going there, and looking forward to seeing what we can do in a couple of years' time.
Having girls from so many different teams, have you had the opportunity to sort of pick their brains and find out what worked at their old AFLW club?
Yeah, definitely, and that's the beauty of actually not getting a licence. So you've actually got that space to think. So, I mean, speak to Laura Kane, she was shattered she didn't get a licence, but when she got the licence, well, it was time to actually build the best thing you possibly could, and you know, she put a strategy in place. And it's funny thing about a strategy, when you put a strategy in place and follow it, it actually works. It's amazing, and but that's been the pillar of the whole thing, and her ability to do that. She's a very logical thinker, structured it very well, and step by step she's slowly done it, and tonight's one of those steps she can tick off now.
Scott, with your history, you've been involved in AFLW at Carlton. You've also been involved with Darebin and Diamond Creek, my bad, yep. And Melbourne Uni most recently. Yep. Really powerhouse Victorian football clubs. What do you see as your biggest challenge taking that step to the senior role as an AFLW club?
Yeah, it's a good question, because there actually is a little bit of trepidation there. I'd be lying if there wasn't, but because you just don't know. But I think one of the things I've got written on my desk is stay true to your values. So I'm really big on wherever you coach at whatever level, if you stick to those values, you generally go okay. And obviously it gets a little bit more technical because you're playing against sides that have got better players and all the rest of it. But I'm a big believer in the female footy space, that the ability to bond them together and have a set of values and build a good culture will go a long way, and that will actually follow on to the skills, the marking, the handball, which will gradually improve, and has from last season to this season so far, from what I've seen in Melbourne Uni anyway.
And do you think that connection that North Melbourne has had with Melbourne Uni Women's organisation for 7 or 8 years now, has really given you sort of like an insight into the workings of how this club will go in the next 1, 2, 3 seasons down the track?
Yeah, and probably falls back to those values, actually, to be honest. It's one of those things that, coming from Diamond Creek, I really enjoyed the Diamond Creek environment and thought, wow, what a great club. And you come to Melbourne Uni and you go, wow, what a great. I keep thinking, are they all like this? But Melbourne Uni is a unique thing because Laura Kane being the president of Melbourne Uni as well and operations here, it just has a nice synergy to it. So the help with grounds and the facilities and things like that, to the time that I'm able to spend on Melbourne Uni and VFL in general, and Matt and all the others that help me out, it's just got a nice synergy to it. So I think it's a huge advantage. And then there's also the next levels under that in the VAFA as well, and you're able to spend time with players that perhaps have no ambition to be AFLW players, but they get some development in their footy, which should hopefully over the next few years spread through the football community in the female space.
There was the new CBA announced today for AFLW. Is 13 hours contracted enough?
Probably not. But I get it. I understand where it's all at, and it's a really tough thing because you're trying to find a balance from a commercial sense versus what the product output is versus what's best for the players. And we'd like more contact, no doubt about that. But it'll get there. I think just in speaking with Nicole Livingston and all the information she's given us, the appetite is for the growth of the game, so we just need to make sure that we get that right first, and then all that other stuff will follow. So 13 hours is 13 hours, and we'll just make it work.